Hi friends, this is Selvajan here. Welcome to my networking channel. Hope all are doing good. And today the topic I am going to discuss about inter-VLAN routing in Juniper. So what are the steps I am going to do is I am going to create the VLANs first. So these are the two PC1 and PC2 I connected to this switch. Okay. So this port I am going to configure as an access port, and the port connected to the router I am going to configure as a trunk port. So these are the steps I'm going to do. First is I'm going to create the VLAN in the switch. Second thing, I'm going to configure PC1 and PC2 as an access port. So both are in VLAN 10 and 20. And the third step is I'm going to configure the port connected to the router as a trunk port. And the fourth one, I'm going to configure the gateway. So I have to configure the VLAN tagging and the gateway. So let us now go to the configuration and let us do one by one. Let us go to the configuration. So this is a switch. Okay, so the first and foremost step, I'm going to create the VLAN. Set VLANs, let us make it as red, and the VLAN ID is 10, and set VLANs, let us make it as blue, and the VLAN ID is 20. Okay, so let us commit this configuration. So this is the first step I'm going to do. And the second step, what I'm going to do is I'm going to configure this XC0 by 0 by 3 and 0 by 0 by 4. This is a 10 gigabit interface. I'm going to configure this as an access port. So I have to configure this family as an Ethernet switching. Then I have to configure this access port. So let us go to the configuration. So you have to go this already in a edit hierarchy. That means it is already in a configuration mode. So let us go to the interfaces. Set interfaces XC0 by 0 by 3, unit 0, that's unit is nothing but a logical unit, family is an Ethernet switching family, and I am going to configure this as an access port. Since it is a part of single VLAN, I am going to configure this as an access port. So the access port is interface mode access, and followed by I need to configure the VLAN members. So what VLAN I am going to configure in this access port? VLAN followed by members. And what is the tagging we have done is 10 is for red, right? So I'm going to configure as red. And the second one, I'm going to configure this interface XC0 by 0 by 4 for in the VLAN 20 as an access port. Okay, so let us go now. Set interfaces XC0 by 0 by 4, unit 0, family is Ethernet switching, and it is an access port again. Interface mode access, followed by I need to configure the VLAN, right? So VLAN members. So 20, what is the tag? It is blue. Okay, so the second step I have completed. The first step we have created the VLAN, and then we have configured the access port. Now let us perform the commit operation. Okay, so now let us check the VLANs. Run show VLANs. So now you are able to see, right? So the VLAN name is red, and the corresponding tag VLAN ID is 10, and we have configured in this interface XC0 by 0 by 3, and also the VLAN name is blue, the tag is 20. I configure this tag XC0 by 04 as an access port. So that's the thing it is showing now. So now the third step what we are going to do is, so this corresponding port, right? The switch connected to the router, I am going to configure this as a trunk port. So now let us go to this interface XC0 by 0 by 1. Let us see. So the same family Ethernet switching, set interfaces XC0 by 0 by 1, unit 0, families Ethernet switching, and the interface mode we have to make it as trunk. Interface mode. So what is the thing? We have to make it as trunk port. And only one change I need to do. What is the thing? We need to allow both this 10 VLAN 10 and VLAN 20. Since we are going to perform this inter VLAN routing, so we have to make this port as a trunk port. This port is connected to the trunk port, so we have to configure this as a trunk port. And going to allow the members VLAN 10 and 20. Okay, I hope you are following. Interface mode trunk, VLAN members is red, and VLAN members again is blue. So one is VLAN 10 and VLAN 20. Now let us commit the operation. Okay, the final step what I'm going to do, I'm going to configure this gateway in the corresponding router. Okay, so before that, let us see run show VLANs. So now we're able to see, right, in the, it is already tagged in 3 and 4, VLAN 10 and 20, and we are at this XC 0 by 1 and 0 by 1 is configured as a trunk port. So that is the reason I am seeing in this both VLAN, right, VLAN red and VLAN blue. So now what we can do is we will going to configure the VLAN tagging in the corresponding router. So now let us go to the router mode. Okay, so this is a router. So what is the command is set interfaces. So this is an EM0 interface. Okay, this is an EM0 interface. So this interface I have to configure the VLAN tagging. Set interfaces EM0 VLAN tagging. So the similar way in Cisco, what you used to do, we'll configure the sub interface, right? In a single physical interface, I'm going to configure multiple sub interface. Normally in Cisco we used to do, but in case of Juniper, I'm going to configure this as a VLAN tagging, and I'm going to create two logical unit. One is for VLAN 10 and one is for VLAN 20. So this logical unit is serves as a gateway for PC1 and PC2. So that is the purpose of VLAN tagging. So once it is tagged, then we have to set the logical unit for 10 and 20. So let us go now. Yeah. EM0 VLAN tagging. Then what we have to do? So make it as VLAN. Then we have to do unit 10 and the VLAN ID is 10. So this is the configuration for this PC1. Okay. So the PC1 is in VLAN 10. So that's the reason I'm configuring unit 10 followed by VLAN ID 10. And then we have to configure the address. So the address is nothing but a gateway for PC1. Family INET address is 192.168.10.1/24. Okay. So the similar way, I need to configure the logical unit for this corresponding PC2, which is in VLAN 20. So that gateway I'm going to configure here in the second logical unit. So in a single interface, physical interface, I can create multiple logical unit. So there are two unit I'm going to configure. One is unit 10, I already configured with the VLAN ID, and the second unit is unit 20, which is for PC2. Okay, so let us go here. So unit 20 and the VLAN ID will be 20, right? Because VLAN ID is 20 for PC2. So now I'm going to configure the INET address. So this is address is 20.1/24. Okay, this is the address I'm going to configure. So this we have to make it as unit 20. Now let us do the commit operation. Okay, so now let us do a run show interfaces. You will come to know run show interfaces test. So now we're looking into the configuration. So you're able to see, right, EM0 is a physical interface. Under this physical interface, there are two logical units. One is for 10.1 and 20.1. So the 10.1 serves as a gateway for PC1 and 20.1 serves as a gateway for PC2. So that is the purpose of VLAN tagging. So more or like creating multiple multiple sub interfaces in a single physical interface. So that is the thing we'll do it in Cisco. But in case of Juniper, we are just creating in the physical interface, we are creating multiple logical unit which serves as a gateway for PC1 and PC2. I hope you understand this. So now I have done with the configuration for gateway, and also we have configured the access and the trunk port, right? So let us ping it. Ping the gateway 192.168.10.1. I am able to ping it. So second is 20.1. Right, I'm able to ping the gateway. So now let us go to the individual PC and let us see. Go to PC1 and PC2. So PC1 10.2 is a PC address and 10.1 gateway. So this gateway I configured in the router with the VLAN tagging. So now let us ping it 192.168.10.1. So I am able to reach the gateway, and the PC also I'm able to reach it, right? Similar way, let us go to PC2 192.168.20.2 I'm able to reach, and the gateway is 20.1, that also I'm able to reach. So I'm able to reach both PC1 and PC2 to the individual gateway. So now let us check the inter-VLAN routing between PC1 and PC2 and PC2 and PC1. So the VLAN 10 I should be in a position to communicate with VLAN 20, and VLAN 20 I should be in a position to communicate with VLAN 10, right? So let us check now. Ping 192.168.20.2. I am able to ping. So the inter-VLAN routing is successful. And also let us do from PC2. Ping 192.168.10.2. So from PC2 I should be in position to reach PC 10.1. Let us see. Okay, 10.2 I'm able to reach. Let us see 10.1. Yeah, I'm able to reach, right, inter-VLAN routing from PC1 to PC2 and PC2 to PC1 I'm able to reach. Now let us check from the switch end. Okay, so let us go to the switch. Sorry, from the router and let us just check. Ping 192.168. So we have to do a run ping. Okay, so run ping 192.168.10.2. I'm able to reach the PC1 and also I'm able to reach PC2, which is in VLAN 20. I hope you understand this video. So the main thing is, first we have to create the VLAN, and second thing we have to configure the PC connected to the switch as an access port, and third I have to configure the switch connected to the router as a trunk port, and the fourth one what we have to do, we have to configure the VLAN tagging, and then we have to create the multiple logical unit for PC1 and PC2. So this logical unit serves as a gateway for PC1 and PC2. So this is the purpose of inter-VLAN routing in Juniper. I hope you enjoy this video. Thanks for watching and please subscribe for more videos. Have a good day. Thank you.